But we have this from Bounding into Comics. Zoe Kravitz is out of the Batman 2, and Scarlett Johansson is apparently in. So this has been rumored for some time. I believe this is still rumor. I don't think this is an official announcement yet. But the article goes on to say Batman 2 has lost a cast member from the first one, but it's also gaining a new acquisition. Zoe Kravitz ended the 2022 film riding off into the sunset, or in her case, the sunrise, on a motorcycle, and reportedly won't be turning around to head back to Gotham. As Nexus Point News initially broke, Kravitz is not returning for the upcoming and long-delayed sequel to continue Selina Kyle's story. This vindicates intel shared by Jeff Snyder of the In Snyder, who claimed a while back that Kravitz was not involved and knew nothing about the new Matt Reeves film. A segment of fans on X isn't exactly happy with this news, but as one door closes, another one opens, and we know who's walking through it. Scarlett Johansson is reportedly trading Marvel for DC as the Black Widow actress is in serious talks to take a mysterious role in the Batman 2. So there has been a lot of speculation as to who she's going to be playing in this, and it looks like we're going to get into my favorite theory here in just a minute, but we'll go over a lot of it. It won't be Catwoman, but it's being said she is sealing a deal to play someone villainous who starts out as a love interest for Bruce. That's fairly key. There's another element to this announcement as well, or this rumor, I guess, technically still. Poison Ivy was brought up almost immediately as potential suitor, but Snyder also quick to uproot that theory based on what his sources say. Popular alternate theory is that Johansson is in talks to play live-action Andrea Beaumont, which raises the possibility that Matt Reeves is adapting the Mask of the Phantasm in some fashion. Would be interesting, though, yet again, something not entirely original. Okay. Andrea, along with possibly her father, would make a perfect temptress for Bruce and foil for the Bat in 1993 animated feature that started a trend for DC movies that was held up to today. Beaumont uses the guise of a sickle-gloved Avenger to settle a score with local mobsters and the Joker. Things get awkward for Batman when he is framed for the crimes and placed in the crosshairs of the police and a councilman with a vendetta against him, despite being a spin-off of the legendary animated series that aired after school and on Saturday mornings. Mask of the Phantasm got grim and a little bloody. Yeah, Mask of the Phantasm's great. If you've never seen it, you really, really must. That might work for the world Reeves continues to build, but between scarce plot details and returning villains from his last outing, where he is going is still a bigger riddle than anything Edward Nashton addressed in The Dark Knight. Batman 2 is slated to go into production next year, finally, and is expected to be released in October 2027. So, this Twitter link, where did it go? Right here, the Snyder Twitter link, that is apparently putting the nix on Poison Ivy as being the potential character that Scarlett is going to be playing. I believe that is the quoted tweet where he says that it's supposedly not going to be a villain that we have seen in movies up to this point. Now, I still think that theoretically could mean that we get the Mask of the Phantasm, for not the least of which because I don't know if Reeves counts an animated movie in that statement, because it's kind of an extension of the animated show, and there were all kinds of villains in the animated show. Most of the well-known villains that anyone would recognize were in the animated show to some degree. So I think Mask of the Phantasm in this instance might be an extension of that, which means that brings back in Andrea Beaumont to be the villain that we get in the Batman 2, which would be really freaking cool. I think it would also be a legitimate way to keep the Joker out on the periphery, because at some point in the setup for the movie, so how we get to that exposition is kind of up to Matt Reeves, but in the setup leading to the events of the movie, we get it through just an exposition dump, which hopefully not, or some sort of flashback sequence, or just through other storytelling devices, we see that since we last were in this version of Gotham, the Joker has escaped Arkham. He's set up shop with a new gang. Said gang has upset Andrea Beaumont because they killed her dad or something, probably going with the dad thing. And then she, like they said, becomes a bit of a vigilante herself, using the Phantasm character as a means to punish the villains of Gotham. And in so doing, sets up Batman, Bruce Wayne to take the fall for the things. So I think that would be a really cool thing. And then you could still be teasing that other side of this world, be teasing the fact that we do have a Joker story to tell at some point, but I don't think it's going to be now.
Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.